The further we get from the NFL draft, the more concrete our player takes. With the summer months fast approaching, I wanted to share some of the guys I'm higher on than most for 2024. Here are 5 guys skyrocketing up my rankings.
1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. Jaylen Warren with a nice block by Deontay Johnson. Warren turning on his speed, trying to get away from the defense. Jared Poyer can't get him. Jordan Porter, 63 yards on the run by Jaylen Warren. What a play right there.
Steelers running back Jaylen Warren. It feels like we've been dealing with the Steelers split backfield for way longer than we have, but it has been 2 seasons of Najee Harris capped out by his teammate. A former undrafted free agent out of Oklahoma State, Jaylen Warren didn't seem like much of a threat to anybody heading into the summer of 2022. The Pittsburgh depth chart was littered with replacement-level backups, including Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland, but Warren ascended to the RB2 role by the team's Week 1 kickoff. Though the role was negligible for fantasy purposes, he finished the season top 10 among fellow rookie running backs in rushing yards, yards per carry, and receptions. His role in the offense would end up ramping up toward the end of the season, and that rolled over into his usage in 2023. Not only did he finish 3rd on the team with the 72 targets, he continued to eat into Najee's ground game. Harris handled 71% of the team's carries in 2022, but dropped to 63% last year, while Warren jumped from 20% to 37%. With Warren providing a far more efficient option over Harris, there isn't much reason to think that 60-40 split is going to decrease, and there's a new OC in town who is well-versed in using 2 running backs extensively. Through Arthur Smith's 3 seasons in Atlanta, his leading running back garnered 44%, 46%, and 47.5% of the team's running back carries, with that final number being Bijan Robinson, who the team had just selected with the 8th overall pick. Though I don't think the Steelers are going to let Arthur Smith come into town and phase Najee Harris out of the offense, I think there's a chance that the 2 running backs' opportunities could be even closer than they were last season. If that does end up being the case, Warren could outright score more fantasy points than his teammate, even with fewer touches. Among 63 qualifying running backs last year, Warren ranked 3rd in yards created after contact, 4th in yards per carry, 8th in yards per route run, and 1st in broken plus missed tackles forced. He was sneakily one of the best backs in the league, and now the tandem gets a huge boost to the offensive line thanks to some huge additions through the NFL draft. Weighing the low-end outcomes with Warren's current 8th-round draft capital just makes me like him even more. He finished last season as Fantasy's RB 33.5 PPR points per game while handling the aforementioned 37% rushing workload. Even if that doesn't increase, that's exactly where he's going to end drafts as the RB 33. But what happens if he usurps Najee further in an offense that could run through the backfield even more than last year? It's hard to call Jaylen Warren a breakout when everybody already knows who he is, but I think there's a real chance he finishes the season as a fantasy RB2.